The 13th principle of accounting is substance over form concept or principle. This principle complements materiality. It explains that even if a transaction, a fact or figure is not appropriate from a legal point of view but has some substance in it, either money-wise or otherwise, it should be shown in the books of accounts of the business organization. So, this principle is a complement to the principle of materiality, and it says that if there is any substance in either in terms of money or in other way to the business organization, if it has some worth for the business organization, it should be mentioned in the books of accounts. Need. Transactions which are different from substance or fundamental commercial reality find place in the books of accounts because of this concept. So all those transactions which are substantial for a business organization are to be mentioned in the books of accounts in accordance to this concept. Limitations. When ownership is not transferred legally, recording asset in the books of accounts defeat the purpose of full disclosure to the intended users. The 14th principle is variation in accounting practices. Although detailed clauses, guidelines and provisions for recording all kinds of financial data in the books of the business are being given, it sometimes does not seem that they are enough. So many guidelines, so many principles, so many clauses have been mentioned to prepare accurate books of accounts, but then also sometimes they feel to be not enough, that they are not providing the actual things which are required by the business organizations. In other words, an exhaustive list of guidelines still does not exist in the corporate world. This is because, in spite being a part of the same industry, business entities follow different accounting practices. The main reason behind this is that, no doubt, a particular business organization is a part of the same industry, but there are different accounting practices that are being followed by different business houses. This is called variation in accounting practices, and this variation in accounting practices, in accounting methodologies, is called as variation in accounting practices. Thus, we can conclude that sometimes existence of such a descriptive list of provisions and guidelines becomes immaterial, and management is bound to follow the inter-company or inter-industry rules. And sometimes, because of certain things, whatever guidelines, whatever list of provisions are being provided by different accounting authorities, they become a matter of ignorance for the management of the business houses, and in that matter they are bound to follow the intercompany or inter-industry rules. Need. Sometimes distinctiveness of a particular industry requires from some accounting principles because of their inapplicability in those types of industries. Limitations: it is very difficult to compare the profitability of two different entities if they belong to different industries, despite the fact that same amount of capital is invested in both the entities, as different methodologies are adopted by those entities. Now, the basis of accounting. On the basis of recognition of revenue and costs, two broad approaches of accounting emerged, that is, cash basis and accrual basis. Now, cash basis. In cash basis of accounting, revenue expenses in the books of accounts are recorded on the receipt or payment of cash. The revenue is recognized and recorded in books of accounts only when cash is actually received in the business, and expenses are assigned to that period in which cash is actually paid by business. Cash basis of accounting takes into consideration all those incomes or gains that have been received in cash or other assets, and expenses, losses that have been paid out in cash or other assets during the accounting period in consideration. So, in cash basis, the actual payment made in cash or the actual income received in cash is taken into account, and other things are not taken into account. Therefore, it is called as cash basis. Cash basis of recording the transactions are contrary to the realization concept and matching principle, as it does not allow matching revenue with the expenses, because in most of the cases period of payment of expenses is different from the period of receipt of revenue. So this base of recording the transactions are contrary to the realization concept and the matching principle, because it does not allow matching revenue with the expenses. In most of the cases, period of payment of expenses is different from the period of receipt of revenue. This is the reason behind this. The advantages of cash basis. The following are the advantages of using cash basis of accounting. Number one, simple in application. It is easy to be applied. Number two, realistic approach. This method is realistic and satisfies the conservative approach because it records the revenue or expenses when actual cash is received or paid. It is a realistic approach because the actual cash receipts and the actual cash payments are recorded, and the conservative approach towards accounting is maintained. Then third one is less burden. In this method, the entries to be passed in books of accounts reduces because entries are recorded only when actual cash is received or paid. Therefore, there is no scope for personal judgment in accounting. So, it reduces the workload of the persons who are involved in the bookkeeping and accounting process, because all the entries in the books of the accounts are recorded when actual cash is received or paid. Therefore, there is no chance of any personal judgment in accounting. Disadvantages. Following are the disadvantages of cash basis of accounting. Number one, does not present true and fair view. This does not give true and fair view of the business enterprise, as transactions are recorded only when cash is actually received or paid, and many transactions relating to outstanding expenses, prepaid expenses, accrued incomes, and advance incomes are ignored. All the transactions related to outstanding, prepaid expenses, accrued and advance incomes are ignored, and only the cash that has been paid and the cash that has been received are recorded. The capital and revenue items are not distinguished. Instead of allocating the cost of the fixed assets into the periods for which benefits are derived from it, the entire payment made for acquiring a fixed asset is treated as an expense of the year in which payment is made. So when the fixed asset and its cost and throughout its entire life of usage is not allocated properly by following this method, and the fixed asset is the acquisition of the fixed asset is treated as an expense of the year in which the fixed asset was acquired. Number 2, possibility of manipulation. In cash basis of accounting, chances of manipulation in accounting are always there. Incomes and expenses of a particular year can be postponed so that income tax of that a particular year can be saved, and there are chances of tax evasion in case of a cash basis. The incomes of a particular year may not be recorded in that particular year and may be recorded in the next year, so that the income tax can be saved for the year for which the incomes have not been recorded.